So, lads, the Angel Reese situation is not getting better. It is not getting better at all. And if you guys don't know, obviously, Angel Reese was suspended for a half a game in what might have been the biggest joke in all of team sports. That Angel Reese got suspended for half a game. And like, it was at the stage where even other players were saying it's like, just suspend her for a game. At this stage, like, if you're going to suspend her for the full game. Don't suspend her for half a game. And clearly, not only was she just suspended for half of the game, but yeah, she didn't play. As expected, she didn't play. Like, her fans on Twitter were like, "Oh, Angel, just say your back hurts in the warm up. Just say your back hurts in the warm up." And all of a sudden, like, she's been back for however long from the back injury.
Angel Reese just pulled the most dramatic plot twist since reality TV invented cliffhangers. She quit on the Chicago Sky with what looks less like an injury and more like a bad improv skit. Forget basketball. This is pure soap opera. One minute, she's the team's face. The next, she's faking back pain like a student avoiding gym class. But here's the kicker. This isn't just about sitting out a game. Nope. It's rebellion, drama, and chaos rolled into one. Another WNBA season rolls around, and like clockwork, so does the latest episode of the Angel Reese drama show. The Chicago Sky had already suspended her for the first half of the game, a decision that already had the entire league buzzing. The audience was perched on the edge of their seats, waiting for the grand return in the second half. Fans imagined Angel storming off the bench, ready to save her struggling team like a hero in a sports movie. But that wasn't the whole story.
Ocho, Angel Reese got suspended for the first half of a game, saying her teammates suck. This guy made a statement saying, the Chicago Sky values the safety, respect, and well-being of every player. We are committed to accountability so our players can stay focused on playing basketball. Because of the statements detrimental to the team made by Angel Reese during a league-mandated media, she will not play in the first half of the game September 7th against the Las Vegas Aces. This matter has been handled and resolved internally, and we're moving forward as a team.
Instead, when it was time for her big comeback, Angel never touched the floor. 0 minutes, nada. You could have swapped her jersey for a spectator's hoodie and nobody would have noticed the difference. That's when the truth came out. Angel wasn't benched. Angel wasn't resting. Angel was quitting, all under the magical banner of a mysterious back injury.
Angel Reese doesn't touch the floor. Doesn't play in the first half, doesn't play in the second half. Oh, this is interesting. Did Tyler Marsh just say, you know what? Angel, I like the group that we have in right now. We don't need you. We're playing well. I don't know. Does Angel Reese throw a hissy fit in the locker room? Says, no, I'm not playing. Kinda did that. Maybe not that exact, but she went about not playing. Yep. Instead of coming to help her teammates, she would rather stick it to the Chicago Sky organization.
Ah, yes, the classic back injury, the get out of jail free card of sports. Here's the hilarious part. This supposed back pain showed up after a 5-day break. 5 days, not 5 games, not 5 weeks. It's like taking a week off from work, showing up Monday morning, and telling your boss your spine suddenly gave out from carrying the weight of all that relaxation. And of course, the props department had to get involved. Enter the back brace. But not just any back brace, the most unnecessary fashion-forward back brace placement in WNBA history. Instead of strapping it tightly under a thin shirt where it might actually serve a purpose, Angel wore it proudly over her warm-up sweatshirt, practically screaming to the cameras, "Look at me, I'm injured."
It's getting hotter here, y'all. This is crazy. This is why this thing took a left turn out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. I have not, bro. This is supposed to be a professional league. Angel Reese, you telling me you refuse to go in the game for the Chicago Sky because they suspended you for one half? This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Wait till you get a load of this.
Subtlety is clearly dead. It's like trying to convince your teacher you broke your wrist by walking into class with your arm in a sling over your winter coat. Nothing says this is real like making sure your medical accessory is on full display, even if it doesn't touch the part it's supposed to support. But the brilliance of this move is that it wasn't just for the team, it was for the fans. This was theater, and Angel Reese was the lead actress.
So the Chicago Sky situation is not ending, and I don't think it's going to end for a while. Like, this is some Dwight Mayer type stuff, but instead of Dwight Mayer saying it's you or me about the coach, Dwight Mayer said it's you or me about the literal entire team, except for the other player that was in her draft class that clearly doesn't fit playing beside her. It clearly does not fit playing.
She made sure everyone could see the brace, made sure social media would eat it up, and made sure her story would spread faster than the box score. You could almost hear the inner monologue. If I'm going to fake this rebellion, I'm going to sell it. Full costume, full production, standing ovation at the end. Angel Reese had staged her own personal protest, and the back brace was her prop of choice.
Angel Reese was suspended for the first half of today's game versus the Las Vegas Aces. She told them, I don't care if y'all suspend me, I ain't playing anyway. My back hurt. Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy work, Angel. That's crazy work, Angel. I cannot believe she just pulled the wool over their eyes like this. They thought that they was punishing her, and the whole time she knew, y'all can't punish me. I'ma say my back hurt. I'm not gonna play anyway. This season is over. This is crazy. We already saw her throw her teammates under the bus. Tyler Marsh was blindsided by.
Now, let's flip it for a second and talk about the Chicago Sky. This team isn't exactly bathing in glory right now. They suspended her, sure, but they also didn't lift a finger to defend her when media reports blasted her for calling out the front office. They let her sink in public opinion. They didn't cover for her then, and now suddenly we're supposed to believe they're covering for her with this whole back injury story. That logic makes about as much sense as wearing flip-flops to a marathon. If they didn't have her back when things got ugly before, why would they suddenly play bodyguard now? The truth is, the relationship between Angel and the Chicago Sky looks like a bad breakup that's dragging on way too long. She doesn't want them, they don't want her, but they're still technically together because of the contract.
She's suspended for a game because she picked up her 8th technical foul. So, and I think that's tonight. That was tonight, right? She was suspended tonight, and now she's suspended the first half against the Aces on the 7th to be Monday, correct? Dang. Yeah. Sunday. Yeah. Sunday. My bad. Sunday. Look. Angel expressed her dissatisfaction with the state of the franchise, is what she said. I like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. But while I'm here, I'm going to try to stay open-minded about what I have here and maximize that as much.
It's like watching a couple fight at a dinner party, pretending everything is fine, while everyone at the table knows divorce papers are already sitting in the glove compartment of the car. They were down bad, so bad that you almost wanted to hand out participation ribbons instead of keeping score. Angel Reese was sitting out with her brace, her ego intact, while her teammates were out there getting embarrassed. And instead of stepping in to at least try to soften the blow, she just sat back and watched, probably thinking, yeah, let them drown without me. It's one thing to rebel against management, it's another to abandon your teammates mid-battle while they're getting cooked.
Half game suspension. And I mean this when I say this. Why a half a game? Like, Courtney Williams responded to it. Like, she did the exact same. She's like, just suspend her for a game. Just suspend her for a game. Don't suspend her for half a game. Half a game makes no sense. She got to be on the warm-up bike for the first half in the locker room. Does she like come out at halftime? Is she suspended by just being sat on the bench? Like, at this stage, suspend her for half a game. At this stage, just bench her for the season. Bench her for the rest of the season. Like, there's 2 games left.
Still, the performance continued at halftime. She strolled around with her brace like it was a designer accessory, didn't warm up, didn't blend in with the squad, just made sure everyone saw the walking billboard of rebellion. And honestly, at this point, it stopped looking like a sports injury and started looking like a pro wrestling storyline. All that was missing was dramatic entrance music and a folding chair. The cherry on top, her coach's pregame comments made it sound like she was definitely going to play. They talked about keeping her warm, making sure she was ready, using heating pads, staying loose. It was all very much framed like they were planning to put her in. Then suddenly, boom, back injury, she's out. Nothing to see here. The 180 was so sharp it gave whiplash, which ironically might be the only injury that actually made sense that night. And that's when you know things have gone completely off the rails.
Man, things are getting worse in Chicago, man. Way before it's getting better, I tell you. All right, so the game happened last night, and basically, if y'all remember, Angel Reese was suspended for half of that Aces game last night, right? So she sits out the half of the game, and then coming into the next half, she's ruled out injured with a back injury. Oh, man. Man, it's just tick for tat at this point, man. It is crazy what's going on in Chicago.
Normally, when a star player pulls the "I'm hurt" card, their supporters come out swinging with essays longer than the Declaration of Independence about why it's real, why it's valid, and why everyone else needs to shut up. But this time, silence. Or worse, sarcastic applause. Even Angel Reese's most loyal defenders had that look on their faces, like parents catching their kid trying to fake a fever with a thermometer under hot water. You can't even be mad. You just shake your head and mutter, "Nice try."
What? So what they
suspended her for half the game.
Why didn't they just suspend the whole game at that point? Why do you want to suspend somebody half a game? How you even gonna play after getting suspended half a game? You gonna miss the first half and then you ain't gonna have no flow for the game. Am I tripping? You're just not gonna have no flow for the game. If you miss the first half of the game and then all of a sudden you can get subbed in for the second half of the game, why not just suspend her the whole game?
That's just what the organization decided to do.
Because here's the thing, everyone saw the brace stunt, everyone saw the conveniently timed injury, everyone saw the production, and fans aren't DMN. They know when they're being sold something that doesn't quite add up. They knew Angel wasn't limping, wincing, or struggling. She was strutting with that brace like it was a Gucci belt. At this point, it wasn't a medical device. It was like fighting a losing war while your general shows up in a Halloween costume. But this isn't just about Angel versus her teammates. This is about Angel versus the Chicago Sky organization.
With Angel, she's sitting out the first half due to the suspension. Logistically, how does a player who normally starts the game kind of stay warm and go into the second half?
Starts with your warm-up, and then obviously after your warm-up, it's a pretty long stretch that you're sitting. So whether it's heating pads, whether it's being on the bike and staying active from that standpoint, I think different players operate differently. So we're trusting our medical staff to be able to.
That clip was Tyler Marsh before the game last night, where the Chicago Bravado continued their season-long tradition of getting their ass kicked. This time, the boot to the Bravado's bruised caboose, it belonged to the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces.
Let's be real, this wasn't just an oops my back hurts moment. This was a rebellion, a protest, a middle finger wrapped in a brace. It screamed, "You suspended me? Cool, watch me suspend myself." She didn't just refuse to play, she staged a production to make sure everyone knew exactly what was happening. And what makes this deliciously ironic is that the Chicago Sky aren't exactly innocent in all of this. This is the same franchise that suspended her in the first place. The same franchise that let her hang out to dry when she called out the front office. The same franchise that's been quietly letting her reputation unravel. If they were really protecting her, they would have stepped in months ago. They didn't. They let her sink. And now suddenly we're supposed to believe they're the ones pushing the back injury story to cover for her. Please, if they didn't have her back when the headlines were brutal, why would they pretend to have her back now? The Sky quietly suspend her and let the narrative run wild. It's like a bad marriage where both spouses are waiting for the other to pack their bags.
That was head coach Tyler Marsh, who I have a lot of sympathy for, and I'm being dead serious when I say that. Tyler Marsh has one of the most difficult jobs in the country. As the head coach of the Chicago Bravado, he has got to deal with the constant drama of Angel Reese. And it's not just Angel Reese that he has to deal with. This poor dude, he also has to deal with her dozens of aliases. Me Bound Barbie, Bayou Barbie, Can't Afford My Apartment in Chi-Town Barbie, and her most recent personality, Blaming Barbie.
Because while she was parading her rebellion, the Chicago Sky were collapsing. They had 25 points with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. 25 points. In professional basketball, that's not just bad. That's historically tragic. Angel sitting out didn't make a statement that elevated her. It made her look like she abandoned the ship while it was sinking. She didn't go down fighting with her team. She hopped on the lifeboat, strapped on a fake back brace, and waved goodbye. Fans noticed. Media noticed. Teammates definitely noticed. Because quitting once might be forgivable. Quitting twice in back-to-back seasons, that's a reputation killer. And that's exactly the risk Angel Reese is playing with here. She thinks she's sticking it to the organization, but from the outside, it just looks like she doesn't want to fight when things get tough.
Granted, she wore the back brace during the shoot-around, right? So it kind of already looked like she was planning not to play in this game. And it kind of brings the question, like, since she sat out the game, like, or was ruled injured, did she serve the suspension? I don't know. It's kind of weird. You can tell it's just some turmoil going on in Chicago right now. And it kind of brings up the question, like, what is going to happen with Angel Reese at this point? I think she's done playing. I think she's done playing this season, honestly. And granted, you know, they asked Tyler Marsh, well, how do you feel about, you know, bringing Angel Reese back for the remainder of this season? He was stating like, yeah, she's coming back. Well, she wants to get out there. So we're going to, you know, play it with precaution.
The irony is that the Sky probably don't care anymore. They're done too. They've shown it with the suspension, with their lack of public defense, and with how easily they let this whole back injury narrative take over. At this point, both sides are playing a game of who can embarrass whom more before this relationship officially ends. And honestly, it's hilarious because what we're watching isn't basketball. It's pure soap opera. A back injury, a suspension, a halftime parade, a team that clearly doesn't want her, and a fan base that can't even defend her anymore. It was chaos wrapped in sarcasm, tied up with a bow of irony, and yet you couldn't stop watching. Because that's the thing with Angel Reese. Love her or hate her, you're watching. She makes sure of it, and this latest rebellion, fake back injury and all, might just be her boldest act yet. So Angel Reese's back injury rebellion is now less about sports medicine and more about performance art. If you squint hard enough, it's almost like she's auditioning for the role of the diva who outsmarted her own team in some off-Broadway production. The Sky Doctors are left staring at MRI scans like they're abstract paintings, trying to find damage that just isn't there. And the wild part? This stunt might actually work. By faking fragility, she's gained more power than ever, flipping the Sky into the exact circus she wanted. If you thought this was just about basketball, think again. It's pure rebellion dressed up as medical drama, and Reese is playing it like a master.